Today we gather from different places and different faith traditions to bear witness to the joining of these two lives by the universal bonds of love.
I love my
It's like a mini fish.
I know. I mean, I get it. I have some great friends. When you have good friends, you can't even. It's priceless. Close your eyes.
Now this is interesting. You gotta put on your kimono. I need one of these or what? You do. And you know what she did? She blew oxygen in my face. Girl, let me tell you, what I started to do in the operating room, now I'm doing my own cases again.
It's auxiliary oxygen.
Yeah, girl, I blow oxygen in my face every day at work. It's good for your, well, you know, good black don't crack, but it's good to bring. Yeah. Don't worry, baby.
I remember before Jim asked Jewel out for the first time, kind of talking with him about it and about just what he knew about her. And I just remember him being really nervous about what if she says no, what if she won't go out with me. And I thought that was really cool. He was just really anxious about the first date. And then I remember how happy he was after that first date that they just hit it off. And it was like, he's like, this is who I've been looking for a long time.
Hey Josh, what did you think when you met Jewel the first time? Do you remember when it was?
No, I was at it was at the Uncle John's house, wasn't it?
I think probably.
Yes.
So, what'd you guys think? Did Hannah have a fun time with him?
We did.
With Jewel?
We did. We had a very fun time.
Yeah? So what do you think of her now that you know her better?
She's very nice.
Yeah. I think so. Josh is a man of few words. Wise beyond his years.
You'd be surprised how hard it is to button sleeves when you got an audience. No nerves.
No nerves? Feeling excited?
Excited, yeah. It's going to be a great day.
A few years ago, during one of our hours-long good girlfriend calls, Jewel shared with me what she knew to be true, that very few people meet their soulmate, but when they do, they just know it.
Well, I didn't know right away exactly, but I knew that we got along. I mean, I've never questioned the suitability of him for a life partner, never.
Well, Jewel had been dating, and she was like, you know, I'm not going to go on this date. I'm just kind of done with dating. And I was like, no, you should at least go. He sounds like a good guy. Same thing. He's an engineer. You know, if he calls you back when he says he's going to, text it. Just go at least once. And then, of course, once she went once and met him, it was totally. And then the way she talked about him, she just knew. You just knew that there was something special.
All of a sudden, it gets quiet.
Love is a temporary madness. It erupts like an earthquake and then subsides. And when it subsides, you have to make a decision. You have to work out whether your roots have become so entwined together that it is inconceivable you should ever part. Love is not breathlessness. It is not excitement. It is not the promulgation of promises of eternal passion. That is just being in love, which any of us can convince ourselves we are. Love itself is what is left over when being in love has burned away.
It doesn't interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for, and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing.
It doesn't interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dreams, for the adventure of being alive.
It doesn't interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know if you have touched the center of your own sorrow, if you have been opened by life's betrayals, or if you have become shriveled and closed from fear of further pain.
I want to know if you can sit with pain, mine or your own, without moving to hide it, or fade it, or fix it.
I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own, if you can dance with wildness and let ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes, without cautioning us to be careful, be realistic, to remember the limitations of being human.
It doesn't interest me if the story you are telling me is true. I want to know if you can disappoint another to be true to yourself.
If you can bear the accusation of betrayal and not betray your own soul, if you can be faithless and therefore trustworthy.
I want to know if you can see beauty, even when it is not pretty every day, and if you can source your own life from its presence.
I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand on the edge of the lake and shout to the silver of full moon, yes.
It doesn't interest me to know where you live or how much money you have. I want to know if you can get up after a night of grief and despair, weary and bruised to the bone, and do what needs to be done to feed the children.
It doesn't interest me who you know or how you came to be here. I want to know if you will stand in the center of the fire with me and not shrink back.
It doesn't interest me where or what or with whom you have studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else falls away.
I want to know if you can be alone with yourself and if you truly like the company you keep in the empty moments.
Before we dive too deep into this ceremony, I want to share with you all a bit about this wonderful couple. First off, they are both geniuses. Seriously, if you know anything about Jewel, you know how smart she is. And from what I know of Jim, the same is true. Being so darn smart makes sense given that both of them are doctors or one sort of another. But what's equally true and rare about Jim and Jewel is that they are both amazingly kind-hearted, loving, hardworking, thoughtful people living really purposeful lives.
The person you are,
The person you will grow to be,
the person you will grow to be,
and the couple we will be together.
and the couple we will be together.
With my whole heart,
With my whole heart,
I take you as my husband,
I take you as my husband,
acknowledging and accepting your strengths
acknowledging and accepting your strengths
and your faults
and your faults
as you do mine.
as you do mine.
I promise to be faithful and supportive
I promise to be faithful and supportive,
and to always make our families love
and to always make our families love
and happiness my priority.
and happiness my priority.
I promise to be your lover,
I promise to be your lover,
companion and friend,
companion and friend,
your partner in parenthood,
your partner in parenthood,
your ally in conflict,
your ally in conflict,
your greatest fan,
your greatest fan,
and your toughest adversary.
and your toughest adversary.
I will be your comrade in adventure,
I'll be your comrade in adventure,
your student and your teacher,
your student and your teacher,
your consolation in disappointment,
your consolation in disappointment,
and your accomplice in mischief.
and your accomplice in mischief.
I will procrastinate with you.
I will procrastinate with you.
I will obtain club-level cowboy football seating with you.
I will obtain club-level cowboy seating with you.
I will dream with you,
I will dream with you,
celebrate with you,
celebrate with you,
and walk beside you through whatever
and walk beside you through whatever
our lives may bring.
our lives may bring.
You are my person,
You are my person,
my love and my life,
my love and my life,
today and always.
today and always.
This is my sacred vow to you,
This is my sacred vow to you,
my equal in all things.
my equal in all things.
I believe in you,
I believe in you,
the person you are,
the person you are,
the person you will grow to be,
the person you will grow to be,
and the couple we will be together.
and the couple we will be together.
With my whole heart,
With my whole heart,
I take you as my wife,
I take you as my wife,
acknowledging and accepting
acknowledging and accepting
your strengths and your faults,
your strengths and your faults,
as you do mine.
as you do mine.
I promise to be faithful
I promise to be faithful
and supportive,
and supportive,
and to always make our families love
and to always make our families love
and happiness my priority.
and happiness my priority.
I will kill spiders for you
I will kill spiders for you
and binge on Netflix series for you.
and binge on Netflix series with you.
I will dream with you,
I will dream with you,
celebrate with you,
celebrate with you,
walk beside you
walk beside you
through whatever our lives may bring.
through whatever our lives may bring.
You are my person,
You are my person,
my love and my life,
my love and my life,
today and always.
today and always.
This is my sacred vow to you,
This is my sacred vow to you,
my equal in all things.
my equal in all things. Why is it on the wrong finger?
As they seal their vows with a kiss. Give her the bouquet. Bouquet. What do I do? Get you on here. Turn around. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you Mr. and Mrs. James and Joel Smay.
As the proud father of the bride and the proud recipient of another son, a grandson and a granddaughter, and more to come, it's my pleasure to welcome you to the union of these two wonderful people. And we thank you for the opportunity to share with the Smay family. By the way, Jack is a straight-up dude, you know. He speaks Cherokee, and he tells dirty jokes, so he's all right with me. On behalf of my lovely wife, Pauline, who has done this whole situation with a little professional help. As she said, when people commend her on her pretty yard, she says, "Oh, yes, I did that." And I said, with the help of 12 Mexicans.
Jim had been out of the country on a trip, and Jewel called myself and my fiance Carrie, and we met her for drinks and a late dinner in Oklahoma City. And this was fairly early on in their relationship. But I remember sitting there, and we talked about a lot of different things, kind of getting to know each other. But Jewel constantly came back to how long Jim had been gone, when Jim's flight was going to return, when she needed to be at the airport to pick him up, what she had done to get the house ready for him to come back. Everything she kept coming back to was about Jim. And I knew at that point, I said, they're going to be very happy together. Jewel was obviously very into Jim. And I can see from that time, when they're together, they do bring out the best in each other.
We spend a lot of our life looking for that right person, but really what we're looking for is that wrong person, that person whose strengths and weaknesses exactly augment and fit into our strengths and weaknesses, so that we're one person and that we help each other through all the good and bad times. And I remember at one point, Jewel confided in me that Jim had said, your problems are my problems, and that meant so much to her.
I met Jewel in med school, in anatomy lab after what was one of the worst days of my academic year. And I remember I didn't want to interact with anybody because I was in a bad mood. But it became clear you and I were the only two people in that space. So just out of common courtesy, I said, "Hi, how are you?" And Jewel, your response was, "Well, you know, I'm better than I was last year. And my life isn't always easy, but I try to be a better person every day." Uh-oh, wait a minute. And I was confused because we all know when someone asks how you're doing, there are like 3 or 4 options. You say, "I'm okay," "I'm doing well," "I'm fine," or "wonderful." Those are the options, no matter how good or bad you feel. And that's what we're taught. But while I wasn't expecting you to be so authentic because I didn't know you, I was relieved because it gave me a chance to say, you know, I'm going through things too. I'm trying to be better too. And that opportunity turned into a series of heart-to-heart conversations. Jewel and I discovered we have a love for fashion, for books, for science, and we are unapologetically appreciative of all things nerdy. We love it. So, when Jewel met Jim, she began to talk about, like, I met someone, and he's really real. Like what we talk about, the things are really real. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, you like him. We'll see, you know? So as I began to get to know Jim, I find you to be exactly that. I'm so thankful that Jewel met someone that she can be herself with. And I'm so thankful that you are who you are with her. Jewel tells me all the time how she loves your brain. She's like, I simply adore his brain. And that sounds weird to other people, but we know to us it's important, you know? And I just want to encourage you all to continue that playfulness, that realness, and to continue to love each other with a passionate intent.
Now you will feel no rain, for each of you will be shelter to the other. Now you will feel no cold, for each of you will be warmth to the other. Now there will be no loneliness, for each of you will be companion to the other. Now you are 2 persons, but there is one life before you. Go now to your dwelling place, to enter into the days of your togetherness. And may your days be good and long upon this earth.